YouTube, today is going to be a surgery haircut, okay? There's a lot of things I need to fix in this haircut. Stay tuned. So, to get started with this taper, it's not really the shape that I'm looking for, okay? Now, you can tell when another barber has touched a client's head. You just have to have a barber's eye. You can really tell how their steps are, what they do, what the shape of the haircut was, and this just wasn't the shape that I'm looking for. So we're gonna have to change this whole shape of his haircut, the whole dynamic. We're gonna have to fix a lot. Okay, we're gonna fix this taper shape right here, but I'm gonna give him a high taper instead of whatever he gets. I'm just gonna give him a high taper, blend it into that bulk. I can't really fix the height of the taper due to how high it was taken before he came to me. So I'm going to do my regular steps and just try to get that blend as good as possible to blend into the hair instead of under the hair. That makes sense. You guys can see it's pushback on behind the ear, line up, the neckline, the beard line, and the lineup, the front lineup just isn't taken care of the way it's supposed to be. So we're going to fix that up today. I'm going to basically just show you guys how I do it. So I'm still doing this taper right now. Just doing my steps. If you guys don't know my steps, go watch my old tutorials. I pretty much use the same exact steps, but I want this to be more satisfying for viewers that do not cut hair. So now you guys can see the back. It just isn't done the way it's supposed to be. You guys can tell when it's done the right way. So I'm going to do my steps. I'm going to try my hardest to make the top of this taper blend. This is where I tell people, like, you might have a set system, but you're gonna have to change it up due to the circumstances. Like if a person has a messed up head or a messed up haircut shape that you're not used to doing, you're gonna have to change up them steps a little bit to accommodate whatever's going on. So I did have to do a little bit more hard work at the top of this taper because it wasn't the shape that I was looking for. So you guys make sure you just pay attention to that, and always do some extra detail work, especially if you're not the last one that did the haircut. And once you guys, I say this all the time, once you guys develop an eye for how your haircut is supposed to look, no matter how a person comes in, you're gonna know what to do. Okay, you just gotta develop that eye. It does take time, but once you develop it, you're gonna be so glad, man. As you can see, I'm taking my time going through my steps. I pretty much blended in the top of the taper, so everything else after this should be pretty easy. So as you can see, that back taper is looking cleaner than it was before. The shape is better, the blend is in there. So now it's time to get to the other side real quick. We're gonna speed that up and then go to the lineup. And yes, I know I need a haircut. I need a haircut bad, okay? Big self-cut, big chop coming soon, okay? You guys wait for that. I think it's gonna hit numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'm so busy cutting everybody else up, I don't even got time to cut my own hair. So now to get into this lineup, again, this goes back to shape. The last barber just doesn't have the same shapes as me. So I'm gonna debulk this neckline area just so it can blend in more, and I can also fix that pushback behind his ear without having to dig into it again. And we also are going to enhance the neckline because there were some spots that wasn't growing in yet because he does get a haircut every week. I just wasn't the last person to cut him. Okay, this is my uncle. He does have a barber. I only cut him for like special occasions or like if his barber can't get him. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. One guy open and just try to blend it in from the hair to the lineup area. This also makes the haircut last longer because it's not curling over the client's ear, okay? As you can see, that's looking a lot better since we fixed that pushback. And taper is clean. Now my uncle does have a naturally slanted lineup, so we are going to try our best to make this straight as possible. My client doesn't have the smallest forehead, but we're going to do what we can to get it straight, crispy, because he does technically have a full hairline. So we're going to see what we can do with this. So I like to start in the middle, work my way to the right, being that I am right-handed. Okay, if you guys are right-handed, I recommend you start to the right first. And then if you're left-handed, I recommend you start to the left first. It's just better for hand-eye coordination going to the side that you're strongest with. And as you can tell, because of that liner prep that we did, it is coming out crispy with no enhancements. Just the way you cut it down on the front with the one open and then the one closed, and then use hairspray. It makes the lineup pop because it's kind of like a wave cut just on the hairline, if that makes sense. So you guys definitely make sure you comb it out and then use the one guard open on these type of haircuts. But don't cut too much off to where it looks like he got a front taper hairline. Just enough to where you can line up the front and it'll blend into the hair. I am using Enhancements. This is 245 no drip. You can get this from 245.com. Use my code WavyK at checkout. This is waterproof. It does last 3 to 5 days if properly taken care of. After enhancing it, you just want to line it up again to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be at. And also, I told y'all the neckline was also pushed back. We're going to try to fix that as well. Okay, now it's not going to be as clean as it can just because his hair is in the middle of growing back. So hopefully he comes to me next time or his other barber follows where I went. Either way, you can't force anybody to do anything. So now I'm just doing my razor work. He did say he wanted the beard line to come up more. He's trying to grow it out, but he didn't want it too high to where it doesn't look right. So I feel like we found the in-between area and did what was best for him. And to finish out the haircut, we're just going to sponge the hair using a brush instead of a sponge. Thank me later. All right, we got brother DJ right here. Now you know they're gonna get on you because you my uncle. You gonna come to me all the time. What you gotta say to them?
I have nothing to say.
What you told me you were gonna tell them? Godspeed.
Godspeed. Yeah. And make sure you visit wavykev.com.
Wavykev.com.
.org. You're not an organization.
Oh my God, bro.
Wavykev.com.
Do you like your cut?
I do.
How you feel about it?
I feel great.
Yeah,
I do.
All right, you got to bring the bank people here, man.
I will. I'm already here. I am the bank.
You got to bring your coworkers.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. What else you got to say? Deuces, peace, hot bye.
I'm out.
All right.